First question. So movement is a characteristics of all living organisms. So which two other characteristics of living organisms provide the energy for movement? That is what they are asking. Anybody? Movement means plants, it is different, and animals, it is different. Am I right, everybody? So animals can displace from one place to another place, but plants cannot source that kind of movement. But plant can source another kind of movement. What is that movement? Plants can source. Anybody? Yes.
Growth movement, tropic.
So
Traffic
tropic movements.
movements.
Yeah. Plants can source varieties of tropic movements, but animals can source their movements, growth as well as displacement from one position to another position. So that is what we studied. So now they are asking the question is, which two will provide the energy for growth? That is what they are asking. So option A, all of you read. So what is option A? Excretion and nutrition. Option B, growth and sensitivity. Another one, nutrition and respiration. And another one, respiration and growth. So first, what is the option? Anybody expected? So first, see, nutrition will give the food which is required for us. And who will release the energy, guys, for movement? Whatever it is, in plants or animals, which process will release the energy?
Respiration.
Respiration. So what is the answer?
Option C.
Option C. Very good. So please like these questions. Really very, very good. Sometimes even if you know also answer, we cannot guess it. That's all. So they are asking which two other characteristics of organisms provide energy for us. Energy, how we will get? By nutrition and as well as by respiration. That's all. So nothing else is there. So that's what you have to remember. Clear, everybody? Understand? Then read second question. The second question. What are all living organisms made up of? What are all living organisms made up of? Yes, please. Cells, chloroplast, muscles, organs. Yes, chloroplast present only in plants, muscles present in only in animals, organs also present only in animals. So which is made up of? Everybody?
Cells.
Cells. Next. Which statement about enzymes is correct? So what is the importance of enzymes? Anybody? Importance of enzymes? Anyone? So generally they will help in what? Yes, please. What is the importance of enzymes, guys? Nobody? The importance of enzymes is they will help in biological processes like digestion. Am I right? All of you? So that is what is that? If you take a plant enzymes for them different purposes for the growth encouragement or many biological processes. So now they are asking, which statement about enzymes is correct? They all have an optimum pH of 7. So now we all know some enzymes, they will be working at a high pH. Some enzymes are they're very active at low pH. Next, they are made up, they have an optimum temperature of 10 degrees. No. And yeah, biological catalyst. And enzymes are made up of carbohydrates. Enzymes are made up of proteins. So now only thing is they are denatured at high temperatures. What do you mean by denatured? Anybody? Please respond. What do you mean by denatured? Denatured, there is a word we already studied. Can you tell me anywhere? Denatured word came. Anyone?
Denatured.
Denatured alcohol.
Denatured came in chemistry. Denatured alcohol. What do you mean by denatured alcohol? Any one of you? Denatured alcohol. What is the name of that one? Methyl or ethyl alcohol? Methyl alcohol. So it is unfit for drinking. That is what we used to call it as denatured. Am I right or wrong, everybody? Please respond. Same way here. So which statement about enzymes is correct? If it is high temperature, they will become useless. So they do not have their functions. That is what is about the enzymes. So enzymes have always must be a moderate temperature, should not be low, should not be high. So they'll be active at a body temperatures, or we can say room temperatures, whatever it is. So that's what. So then the equation of photosynthesis is shown. Carbon dioxide plus water will give you X plus oxygen. So we all knows that X is what, everybody? Yes, please. X is the water.
Glucose.
Glucose. Photosynthesis reaction. Nothing is there. So this one you all answer. So what happens during digestion? Make it fast. What happens during digestion? What happens during digestion? Large pieces of food are broken down into small pieces. Second one, large molecules are broken down into small molecules. So which option is correct? At least guess it and make it, man. Anybody? Please. Large pieces of food are broken down into small pieces. Large molecules are broken down into small molecules. What happens during digestion? First, digestion is two types, physical digestion and as well as chemical digestion. Physical digestion, what is happening? We are grinding big substance into small substances. Chemical digestion, what is happening? Small substances further smaller. That is what is happening. So that from that, what we can say is, everybody, large pieces of food are broken down into small pieces. It is a physical digestion. And again further it will continue to in our alimentary canal, and it will be again broke down into small molecules in up to small intestine. So that is what it will be happening. So what is the correct option? Option A. Do you all understand, Ra? Please respond. That is what you have to remember. Next, which vessel does oxygenated blood enter the heart through? Which vessel does oxygenated blood enter the heart through? Anybody? Heart through. Somebody will bring from the lungs. From the lungs, it will enter into the left artery, left atrium to the heart. Anyone? What is that? From
Pulmonary vein.
yes. So pulmonary vein. Because that is the only vein which will carries the oxygenated blood. Am I right, everybody? So that's what you have to remember. Next. This is a chemistry question. We all knows that. By seeing a lime water itself, you all understand. The same experiment, same image we have done while teaching. Do you remember, everybody? Biology teaching time. Hurry. That's what. So the diagram shows operators that is used to investigate the differences in composition between inspired and expired air. Like that's what inhale and exhale. So now a person breathes in and out through the mouth tube. The same experiment we have been done observing the carbon dioxide percentage in inhale and exhale air. Do you remember anybody? Inhale and exhale air. Yes, please. All of you. Inhale and
Yes, sir.
exhale air. You might be remember who is having more carbon dioxide. We have been done that. The percentage also I have
Exhale.
given live process.
Exhale.
Live process, that percentage also we have done, and we have been calculated that yes, inhale air and exhale air also. So I still remember, that's the reason I'm saying, but I don't know how many of you remember. So inhaling and exhaling, we have remember that what is the inhaled air oxygen percentage? Anybody? 21 percentage. Carbon dioxide percentage is 0.04 percentage is water vapor. Water vapor live process when we are studying the experiment to show that carbon dioxide is produced during respiration. Hope you all remember. Anybody? So water is present a little. Am I right, guys? Same way, exhaled air. Exhaled air, what is the oxygen percentage? Oxygen percentage is 16.4 and carbon dioxide percentage, everybody? 4.4 and water vapor is present a lot. Do you remember all of you this comparison? Yes, please. The same experiment here. Now, a person breathes in and out the rough mouth. Even the setup also same setup. Am I right? Yes, please. You might be remember. Nobody remember. Nobody remember also no problem.
Sir.
How to remember again. So that's what. So which row describes the condition for tube 2 after several breaths they're asking. Which row describes the conditions for tube 2 after several breaths they're saying. So what is the condition? Everybody. The type of air passing through the lime water is expired or inspired. It will turn into milky, guys. Cloudy. So it is expired or inspired air. Expired.
Expired.
Understanding? Because you might be remember that setup. That is inhaled air. And here what will happen? Everyone? Yes, please. Exhaled air will come. So that is what breathe in and breathe out. So it will turn up into milky. So what is the answer? Anyone? Answer please. It is expired air and it will turn up into milky. So what is the answer, guys? Milky means
Option
cloudy. They
B.
are mentioning here. Yes, please. Option?
Option B.
I think same exact experiment I have given. Am I right, Harry? The test tubes?
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
Yeah. So that figure also you might be have remember that. That is also I will share now itself once again. So why we should? Because so that at least some people can remember. You might be remember that figure. The same figure it is. I'll send you that figure. All of you see in the group, at least you remember that like process when you are studying, that same figure it is with there. Have you checked it? Group, everyone check it. Do you remember that figure? Now both experiment are same. Have you checked it, guys? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's what I says. So that's why we have to remember everything when we are working. Every point you have to remember. Almost 1 year last March we have studied that, but till now I remember only that the figure is there in my mind. So that's what I says. So when you are learning, you have to remember everything. Next, the diagram shows some of the structures associated with the gas exchange system in humans. Which labeled structure is the trachea? A, B, C, D. Trachea, you have to take it. NCERT book figure, exact figure, I think. If my guess is to NCERT book, it is not even mismatching the things. You all can verify it. So trachea they are asking. So what is the trachea, guys? Trachea,
D, sir.
yes. Option? Option
D.
D. Please make it. Option D is the trachea. So trachea is surrounded by certain kind of a rings, protecting rings. What is the name of the rings? Anybody?
Rings of cartilage.
Rings of cartilage. Rings of cartilage, which will help the trachea to not to collapse during inhalant. During inhalant, exhale.
Exhale.
That's all. Next. So option D. Next, a student set up an experiment to investigate prototropism in a shoot. Which diagram shows the growth of a shoot after 5 days? Growth of a shoot after 5 days. Light is coming here. All of you see that. Light is coming here. So what we know, everybody, it will bend towards to the light. So that what will happen? Which diagram shows correctly? Anybody?
Option B.
Option B. Next. Which part of a flower is not required for pollination? It's a good question. Anybody? Which part of a flower is not required for pollination? Pollination. Pollination means what? What is meant by pollination? Reaching the male gametes to the female gamete. That is what stigma from the from the anther of a male gametes, it will reach us to the stigma of a female gamete. That's what. So anybody, which part of a flower is not required for pollination? Anther, sepal, stamen, stigma.
Sepal.
Yes, please. Sepals. Sepals means, anybody remember what do you mean by sepals? The green color one, which is present for supportive to the leaf. That is what is called it as sepals. Am I right, everyone? Please respond, guys. All of you? Yeah. So that is what. So we all know anther is a what? Male gamete. We need it. Stamen. Stamen is a what? It's the entire part of male gamete. Male gamete, filament plus anther both together, what we used to call? Filament plus anther both together, we used to call it as a what, guys?
Stamen.
Stamen. So anther plus filament both together, we used to call it as stamen. And stigma. Stigma is a what? Stigma is a what? Female reproductive part where the pollen grains will come and attach. Am I right or wrong? Everybody? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
answer
sir.
is sepals, which is not required. Sepals means the green color one, which is present to support the leaves. That is what. Actually, what is the importance of sepals? Anybody? They will protect the flower in the when? Bud. Yes, that's what. Next, the diagram shows the female reproductive system. What is X and what is Y they are asking. So what is X, everybody? What are the correct functions of the label diagram? X, Y, Z, 3. Make it quick. So first X, Y identify. What is that actually? It is a fallopian tube. Am I right or wrong? All of you? So fallopian tube, what will happen? Fallopian tube, what will happen? Fertilization occurs, a site of fertilization. That is what I can say. Am I right or wrong? What is another name of fallopian tubes? Anybody?
Oviduct.
Oviduct. So
Ovid.
what will happen, everyone? It will receive the egg from the ovary and fertilization occurs at oviduct. That is what fallopian tubes. So option A and B, I can avoid it. Answer is option C and D. Elimination option is always increases a boost up our efficiency. Please remember. You don't believe when I'm preparing for Olympiad, as I told you, teachers Olympiad in coming month, February 3rd actually. For that, when I'm preparing, I'm writing 25 marks exam. When I'm going with elimination method, I'm securing the most of the mark, like one or two only errors are coming. Most of the marks I'm securing in that elimination process because it's all technology oriented one. That's what. So every question I have 1 minute time, like 40 minutes, 40 questions. So I'm using that 60 seconds for one question. Let it be maximum efficiency, maximum elimination method I'm going and I'm trying to get a mark. That is what elimination method always boosting our score. So please remember that. So anyone you know, finish it. Next, we all knows that Z. Y. Y is a what actually? Y is a what actually? Uterus. Am I right or wrong? All of you? So uterus is a Y. So what will happen there? It is a site of fertilization, development of fetus, receives penis during sexual intercourse. What is that actually? Development of what is that? After fertilization, it will be undergoes for what? Implantation. After implantation, what will happen? The fetus will develop, embryo into fetus into further, it will be baby. So that's what. So two options are correct, then option C is the correct one. Okay, guys, everybody? Yes, please. That's what. Then next, site of X, that's what. So site of Z is a what? That is receives the penis during the sexual intercourse. That's all. So that is what is the 3. So the diagram represents 4 organisms in a food chain. TUVW. Which organisms are consumers? Consumers, ra. TUVW. Consumers, please. Consumers. Who is the consumers? Primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers. Who is that? UV duct. T is the
UV
what? T is the what?
produce
T is the producers. T is the producers. Next. The diagram shows part of a carbon cycle. Pollution. Which row identifies the number of processes? Green plants, carbon dioxide in atmosphere, animals. I think this question already we solved in some another paper. Am I right? I don't know. You just remember. The diagram shows part of the carbon cycle. So which row identifies the number of processes? Process 1, respiration. Process 1, carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Green plants will take. See that process 1, green plants are taking. It is a respiration or photosynthesis? Green plants are
photo
taking photosynthesis. So first option A and option B gone. Option C. Next. Second one, green plants releasing carbon dioxide. Yes, respiration. So C and D both are making. Next, third one, third process, green plants to animals. What is that? Feeding or movement? Feeding or
feeding.
movement?
Feeding.
Feeding. So over. So movement not feeding. Over option D. No need to wait for last also. We can finish it. Clear everyone? All of you? Yes? That is what. Next 14th question, class 9th. Conversion of state of matter. You can avoid it. 15th question also. 16th question also. 16th question we have to learn. So again same yesterday's question paper. Which process is not a chemical change? Electrolysis of molten lead bromide. Fractional distillation of petroleum. Oxidation of copper. Rusting of iron. Rusting of iron chemical. For oxidation of copper. Oxidation of copper means what? Copper oxide will form. So next electrolysis of molten. Yes, all are chemical. Only fractional distillation of petroleum. Class 8 you might be remember everybody. Fractional distillation of petroleum. Different stages will get a different petroleum products. Am I right everybody? Please remember guys. Yes. So just we are obtaining there. There is no chemical reactions. Only we are obtaining various temperatures. We are obtaining different substances. That's all. So the next question. Diagram represents the particles in XYZ. It is regarding class 9th. Again, same elements, elements, compounds, and mixtures. We have to find it. So what is that? Only pure. Pure means what? Element. It is a molecules, compound. This is a mixture. That's all. Clear, guys? Understand everybody? So mixture is a XA, Y is a compound, Z is an option D. Okay. Next. This question, let us take it. This is very important question. We are having this 10th class also. We have this one. So the equation for the complete combustion of ethane, C2H6, ethane, it is a what? Ene, saturated or unsaturated? Everybody. It is the
Saturated.
saturated. What is the total number of product molecules formed per molecule of ethane in this reaction? Total number of product molecule they are asking. Anybody? Total number of product molecules formed per molecule of a ethane in this reaction. Answer please. Mitakshri. Nimish. Harish. Swadan. Answer தெரியாதா?
Yes.
Yeah, please. Hari, understand the question or they are not asking particular specifically. Normally see how many ethane we have? One molecule or two molecule? Speak guys. One molecule or two molecule are you saying? What? How many are you saying?
Teacher.
Two molecule. Two molecules means we are getting 4 plus 6. How many molecules of products? Total
10.
products they are asking 10 molecule. Now only they are asking a number of product molecules formed per molecule of a ethane means one molecule. One molecule of ethane means how many will come?
5.
Why that's all answer. Good question. That's why it says it's very good question. Please note it. Confusing. Language purila answer answer is 5. Clear? Because 2 molecules of methane, we are getting 10 molecules of products. That is different. Now they are asking for one molecule. Reaction 5 will come. That's all. Clear, everybody? All of you? Language speaks always. That's what. Please make it this question. Good question actually. Hari, this question you can upload in the website. People can won't understand, many people. Okay. So dilute sulfuric acid is electrolyzed during inert electrodes. Which row describes the electrode products? Dilute sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid means what is the gases will come? Hydrogen and oxygen. So what is that? Anode. What anode? Anode. Anode oxygen will come, negative charge. Cathode hydrogen will come, positive charge. That's all. Option C. How many times the same question we are studying? Next, a salt is added to the water. A temperature of water is measured before the salt is added and after the salt dissolved completely. What is this process? Very, very good question. Please make it, everybody. Very, very good question it is. See that initial temperature 22, after final temperature 15. Temperature reduces. So it is a what? Exothermic or endothermic? Anybody?
Endothermic.
Endothermic reaction. Temperature falls. Endothermic reaction. Next. Hydrogen peroxide. Formula please. Hydrogen peroxide. I have taught you the equation also. Formation of this equation. Anyone? Remember or not? Hydrogen peroxide. Please. Where we studied? Anybody can tell this equation? This hydrogen peroxide we studied under the example of something. Anybody?
Electrolytic decomposition.
Electrolytic decomposition. Very good. Not electrolytic, Hari. Not electrolytic.
First
Not electrolytic, Hari. Little bit. You are missing. Decomposition correct only, but not under electrolytic. Anybody? Check your class.
photolytic.
Yes, sir. Sunlight. So under the presence of sunlight, that is what people at least see. When you are seeing something, you have to remember. Chapter number 1, we have studied under other examples of decomposition reaction. 3 I have given. One is carbonic acid decomposition. Another one is ammonium hydroxide decomposition. And another one is hydrogen peroxide decomposition. So in that it is there. Am I right, guys? Yes or no? Please respond. Everybody? Yes? That's what. So we are going to get H2O. Don't know means please learn. Plus oxygen gas. At least now you learn. Hydrogen peroxide means H2O2. So now temperature of hydrogen peroxide. So which changes in temperature and in concentration both reduces the rate of reaction? Which changes in temperature and in concentration both reduces the rate of reaction? Temperature of hydrogen peroxide, concentration of hydrogen peroxide. What is the answer? Anybody? Yes, please. It is under what? Under the sunlight. No, sunlight decreases means what will happen? And even by the time you might be remember, hydrogen peroxide is always stored in what? Anybody? Yes, please.
Brown color.
Option yes,
Yes.
sir.
Always stored in the colored bottles. What is the reason? To protect it from where? To protect it from decomposition.
Decomposition.
So now temperature decreases. Then concentration of hydrogen peroxide also. What will happen? Question all of you see that. Which changes in temperature and in concentration both reduce the rate of this reaction? Rate of this reaction. What will happen, guys? Yes. Temperature of hydrogen peroxide decreases, concentration of hydrogen peroxide also decreases. So please remember that. Which changes in temperature and in concentration both reduce the rate of this reaction. So that is what temperature decreases, concentration of hydrogen peroxide also decreases. Don't know, please write it.
Sir,
Hari.
here they are not talking about concentration, sir. They are talking about rate of reaction.
Yes.
So they are saying if the temperature decreases, then the rate of reaction also decreases.
Then
the same way,
concentration
decrease.
decreases also, rate of reaction decreases. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. Both temperature and concentration, both reduces the rate of reaction. Concentration decreases also, rate of reaction decreases. Temperature decreases also, rate of reaction decreases. That is the reason we have to store in which bottles? Which bottles?
Colored bottles.
Colored bottles. That is the point you have to remember. Clear, Hari?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. They're asking about rate of reaction. Rate of reaction reduces. Increases means what is the answer? For example, both increases the rate of reaction means, then what is the answer?
Option D.
Clear? So that is what it is. Next, which word equation describes the rate of reaction of dilute sulfuric acid? Which word equation? Word equations are there for us. Anybody? Which chapter? Chapter number? Word equation. Chapter number 1, exercise. Have you remember? There is a 5 questions in word equations. Am I right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is what. So first, anybody tell me, which word equation correctly describes a reaction of dilute sulfuric acid? Make it fast. Correctly describes a reaction of dilute sulfuric acid. Answer, please. We have done that also. Products, if you check it, you will get it. First, sulfuric acid plus zinc. What is the product, Harry? Metal. Metal react with acid. Hydrogen gas. So A gone. Sulfuric acid react with the zinc carbonate. Here also 3 products will come. Zinc sulfate plus carbon dioxide plus another product. Enna product?
Water.
Water. Second equation gone. Third one. Sulfuric acid plus zinc hydroxide gives zinc sulfate plus water. Is it right? Is it right? Yes. Next, sulfuric acid plus zinc oxide give you zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. Wrong. So option C is the correct one. You have done that equation also, but which chapter I not exactly remember, but you might be remember that. Hydroxide, zinc hydroxide, metal hydroxides plus sulfuric acid, acids with that. You might be remember that. Clear, everybody? Any chapter you remember? Please, I want to know it. If you have been written, if you're not written also, you write that. That is what. So at least what is the product?